All right, so okay. Imagine if you could, just imagine like the power of a crazy high-end AI lab.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of it being like this whole big building, this whole facility,
Yeah.
it's just sitting there, boom, right on your desk.
Wow.
That's what Nvidia is saying they're doing, right, with this digits thing.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna look at today.
Okay.
So whether you are, already like super deep in the AI world, like doing this stuff every day,
Yeah.
or if you're, sort of just curious about what this all means,
Right.
we're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about running these crazy models
Yeah.
like GPT-4, right,
Locally, yeah.
on your own machine.
Okay.
Taking on like Apple and maybe, just maybe,
Mhm.
ditching those cloud subscriptions.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So,
It's not just about like the tech itself, though, right?
Yeah.
This is like a shift, like a fundamental shift in how we think about
Yeah.
AI and using it and accessing it.
Well-
It's gonna touch everybody. This
Yeah.
isn't just for
right.
the techie people.
Right. It's going to trickle down to everybody.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, all right, let's get into it.
Right.
What exactly is this digits thing?
Yeah.
It's not just like, some computer, some regular computer
Yeah.
that got beefed up a little bit,
Right.
right?
So it's really built from the ground up, like for AI, specifically for these
Okay.
large language models,
Okay.
LLM.
LLM's got it.
They're the brains
Yeah.
behind these AI chatbots, those
Yeah.
text generators that are popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
some pretty sophisticated translators, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
What makes digits different, really different, is that it lets you run those models locally, meaning like right on your machine,
Oh, wow.
no cloud needed.
Okay.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
Because now we're talking speed, cost savings,
Yeah.
control over your data,
Yeah.
big time.
I'm trying to keep up here. So you're telling me this thing has like 128 gigabyte,
120.
this special memory,
Mm-hmm.
and can hit 125 TFLOPS of performance.
It can. Yep.
I mean, I love geeking out about this stuff,
Right.
but what does that actually mean for someone who isn't, super deep in it?
Right. Yeah. Good one.
What can you do with that?
Well, think of it this way. Okay.
Okay.
So Digits has this like massive workshop
Okay.
for the AI to work in,
Got it.
and it can work really fast.
Okay.
And this is the kind of thing that you used to only see in these giant data centers.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's something you could potentially have
Wow.
at home in your office.
Like you're saying I could have this on my desk at home.
Yeah, it's like having a supercharged brain right there.
So it really, is like my own personal AI supercomputer.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's wild.
And speaking of competition, this is going right up against like
Yeah.
Apple's Mac Studio, right?
Head to head.
Yeah.
Nvidia's coming in strong here.
Yeah.
Especially with that price, right?
Yeah.
$3,000 for Digits versus,
Yeah.
double that
For Apple, yeah.
for a comparable Apple setup.
Okay, now this is getting really interesting. So
Yeah.
I remember you saying one of the big things with digits is like breaking free from the cloud,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of, developers that I talk to,
Right.
they are feeling the pain of those cloud services, with the costs. And sometimes the
Yeah.
performance just isn't there.
Yeah, it's not always reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, renting a top-tier GPU in the cloud can cost you thousands.
Oh, yeah.
Month.
Yeah.
Digits, lets you skip that.
Okay.
It's not just saving money, though.
Yeah.
It's having more control over your projects,
Yeah.
more flexibility,
Yeah.
to experiment, try new things,
Uh-huh.
being able to work faster. You don't have to wait for stuff to
Right.
upload
Yeah.
and download
It's all right there.
right there.
Yeah. And don't forget data privacy.
Oh, huge.
For a lot of people, that's
Yeah.
non-negotiable, right?
And keeping your data local is
Yeah.
super important.
So it seems like this is, hitting all the right notes, but is there anything we need to
Right.
cautious about?
Well, no system is perfect.
Right.
But some experts have pointed out that Digits memory bandwidth
Okay.
might be a limiting factor.
What is that?
So
Memory bandwidth.
memory bandwidth, yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine data flowing like traffic
Okay.
on a highway.
Okay.
Memory bandwidth is basically how many lanes that highway has.
Got it.
Digits has a decent amount of lanes,
Right.
but there are high-end gaming GPUs out there that
Right.
have double the lanes.
Oh, wow.
So that means data can, move back and forth
Yeah.
even faster.
So are you saying this thing's gonna like slow down?
It might, but
Yeah.
only for very specific things
Okay.
like real-time video processing or
Right.
some of those really complex
Yeah.
AI models that haven't even been thought of yet.
Oh, wow.
You know?
So like a potential bottleneck.
Yeah, potential bottleneck.
But maybe not a deal breaker.
Exactly. It's something to keep in mind.
Okay.
But we also got to remember AI is
Yeah.
it's always evolving, right?
Right.
So what might seem like a limitation today
Yeah.
could be easily solved
Right.
down the road.
Okay, so it seems like Nvidia is making this pretty big bet on
Yeah.
local AI processing, and
They are.
this digits thing is
Yeah, it's a huge step
a huge step
in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really putting their chips on the table here.
Yep.
The idea is to make this level of AI power accessible to more than just these huge corporations, right?
Right.
Give individuals, smaller teams
Yeah.
a chance to really play in this space.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so exciting about it.
Me too, yeah.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but we're not done yet.
No, not even close.
There's still so much to unpack here, so let's move on to part 2.
Okay, sounds good.
Where we'll explore, who exactly this is for and what it could really mean
Right.
for the future of AI.
Let's do it.
All right, stick with us.
We talk about AI a lot,
Yeah.
but it's always kind of like this big abstract thing.
Right.
But this digits thing really makes it
Yeah.
feel real,
Tangible. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can touch it
It's right there.
right there.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder like who's actually going to use this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Whose life is going to change
Right, exactly.
because of this?
Yeah.
So who as Nvidia hoping will buy this thing?
So it seems like they're really focusing on developers,
Okay.
people who are really into AI,
All right.
especially those working with LLMs,
Okay, those large.
those large language models.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Imagine like researchers
Okay.
who are trying to fine tune a complex language model,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
startups that are really pushing the
Yeah.
boundaries of AI,
Yeah.
or even just
Someone who's just like
someone who's just really into AI and wants to
yeah, it's just
tinkering on their
Actually,
own machine.
yeah, at home.
Yeah.
So you're saying like it's like giving
Yeah.
a really powerful set of tools
Mm-hmm.
to the AI hobbyist.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It gives them the freedom to experiment.
Yeah.
To test their ideas,
Yeah.
dive deep into AI without being
Restricted.
restricted, yeah, by the if
The cloud and all.
limitations, the costs of
Yeah.
cloud computing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what about businesses?
Oh yeah,
Do you see a role for this in businesses?
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the potential for
Okay.
like edge computing,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Businesses could use this to bring AI capabilities to
Okay.
places like retail stores,
Oh wow.
factories,
Okay.
healthcare facilities.
Without needing like
Yeah, without relying on
a giant data center.
data center. Yeah,
That opens up a lot of possibilities.
at time.
Like I'm thinking, real-time
Mhm.
inventory management in a store.
Yep.
Predictive maintenance, like before something even breaks
Exactly.
in a factory.
Yeah.
Or even like personalized customer
Yeah, absolutely.
experiences,
Yeah.
like tailored to the person walking in the door.
Totally. It's all about bringing AI
Yeah.
directly to where it's needed, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that means faster decisions, more efficiency.
Yeah.
Maybe even like whole new ways of
Right. Yeah.
doing business.
Wow. So many industries could be affected by this.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's zoom out for a minute
Okay.
and look at like the big picture here. What is this? The arrival of this digits thing.
Mhm.
Tell us about like where AI is going in general.
I think it's a sign that we're moving towards
that-
more localized
Okay.
AI processing.
So like less reliance on the cloud.
Yeah, as these models
Okay.
get bigger and more complex,
Right.
the need for that local power
Yeah.
is only gonna increase,
Okay.
right? Not everyone can afford to rely on those
Yeah. Those giant
data centers.
data centers. Yeah. So it's not just like a cool
Yeah.
gadget.
It's like a glimpse into
Yeah.
the future of how we
How we interact
interact with AI.
with AI. Okay.
Yeah, and the fact that Nvidia is offering this
Yeah.
at a price point that's that's reachable
Yeah. It's
for more
a lot of
people.
billions of dollars.
Right. It suggests that they really believe.
Yeah.
This is where things are headed.
Okay.
They're betting that people,
Yeah.
individual smaller teams, they're going to want that control
Right.
over their AI. And I think they're right.
I can't help but wonder, like, what happens when this kind of power just becomes like
Right.
more common.
Yeah.
It's not just,
Not just in the hands of Google and Facebook and
yeah, these big
these huge companies.
dead companies.
What does that world look like?
Yeah, what does that world look like?
It's a world of possibilities for sure.
Yeah.
But it's also, there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of, it makes you think about
Yeah.
who has access to this, who's controlling it, what responsibility comes
Yeah.
with that power.
That's a big question.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about, the potential here, the
Yeah.
possibilities, some of the unknowns.
The unknowns,
But what's next?
Yeah.
Like, what are the next steps for this digits thing?
So the launch date is set for May.
Okay, so just a few months.
Just a few months away.
All right.
So, we'll get to see how it actually works in the real world, right?
When people get their hands on it.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see
Yeah.
what developers, what they come up with
Yeah.
when they actually have this thing.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here.
We have.
But I want to touch on one last area.
Yeah.
I'm curious, are there any
Mm-hmm.
challenges or unanswered questions
Right.
that still are out there about this?
Yeah, good question.
There's got to be more to the story, right? So we've talked about all the amazing things that this thing can do, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like what are some of the challenges or like questions that are still out there? It can't all be
Right.
sunshine and rainbows, right?
You're right. There are always challenges
Right.
with new tech.
Yeah.
And one of the big unknowns here
Right.
is how digits is going to handle
Yeah.
the ever increasing
Right.
scale
Right.
of these AI models.
Yeah, so they're only getting bigger,
They're getting bigger,
more complex.
more complex. So,
So will this thing be able to keep up?
that's the $1 million question, right?
Right.
Nvidia says that digits can be scaled
Okay.
by linking multiple systems together.
Okay.
But we'll have to see how that works, in practice.
Right. So
Okay.
so there's that, and then there's the question of
Right. Software.
right?
The hardware's only half the battle.
It is. Yeah, Nvidia has
Huh.
their CUDA platform,
Yeah.
which a lot,
A lot of people use.
developers use.
Yeah.
But we need to see how quickly developers will
Yeah.
embrace this
Yeah.
and create software that really takes advantage of what it can do.
Takes advantage of this new hardware. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of potential, but also a lot of
a lot of wait and see.
like we're on the edge of this
Mhm.
new frontier,
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
and we don't know what's gonna.
We don't know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's a really exciting time.
Yeah.
But also,
A lot of uncertainty.
a lot of uncertainty. Yeah.
So for someone out there listening who maybe is just hearing about this for the first time,
Mm-hmm. What's like the one big takeaway?
I think the biggest takeaway is that
Yeah.
powerful AI is not this
Yeah.
this far off thing anymore.
Right.
It's becoming more
Yeah.
accessible,
Yeah.
more affordable.
Right.
This has the potential to really
Yeah.
democratize AI in a way
Yeah.
that we haven't seen before.
Like it's opening it up
Yeah, it's like
to anybody.
swinging the doors open,
Yeah.
saying, "Come on in."
Yeah. If you're curious, come and play.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's really exciting, I think.
Oh, it's an invitation to innovate, be creative.
Yeah.
It's going to be fascinating to see what people do.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive here on NVIDIA's digits, I want to leave our listener with one final thought.
Okay, I like it.
If you had this thing
Right.
sitting on your desk right now,
Uh-huh.
what would you do with it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What problem would you solve? What would you create?
It really gets you thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah. So on that note, we're gonna leave you to ponder those possibilities.
Yeah, ponder away.
Keep an eye out. This thing launches in May.
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
The future of AI is about to get really, really interesting.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious.